Hey, baby.
Hi.
You want to talk about the last few days?
Yeah.
What it's been like for us in our cancer journey?
Yeah.
So, because the last time we talked, it was after day 2 of chemo, and so we went through the last 2 days of chemo, and then drove home, and then spent today dealing with your cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the PET scan like? And what? I'm really curious about that because we haven't talked about that yet, and I guess that's kind of a jump off point would be to, because we got out of there and then we went and did other things right away. But I was there with you during the radiation where I wasn't supposed to be, so that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Should we tell them about that?
So they tell you when you get the radioactive isotope in, the person who did it was like, well, he can stay with you until we put that in you, because then we don't really want anyone near you because you're radioactive. And he's like, it's cool, I have cancer, I'm fine. And she just let him sit there and it was fine. So that was fun having somebody to talk to because everybody else was in their little room alone. And then you go back to like just a regular CAT scan thingy and you just chill in there for like 15-20 minutes. And it was quite peaceful actually. I fell asleep a few times and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm just checking to see how much cancer I have in me. So that's a little overwhelming. Yeah. And then it was over and it was nice, and you just try to not let your mind get too heavy and think about too much, which has been the trend for today, and there's been a lot of thinking, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the things that really shocked me when she was talking was we've cut out sugar in our diet, like all sugar, and the way to get this to work is put a little bit of sugar in you. And so when we were talking about it,
it's a little more sciencey than that.
Okay.
To be fair.
I like to dumb things down. And you do not.
But I asked, and I sounded like such a moron because I was like, so
is
how
this
many
gonna give me
calories
diabetes?
Of sugar is in this? Like, and I'm like, I'm really trying to watch that. So like, how much do I have to fast to get the sugar out of me? She's like, no. She's like, this doesn't even raise your blood sugar at all. Which I didn't know. I assumed it was like just a bunch of sugar to have your cancer be like, give me the sugar.
Like, she's like, are you putting Kool-Aid in me? Is that the amount of sugar you're putting?
So that was nice. Yeah. To know that I wasn't having that.
You weren't going to go into diabetic shock. But while we were sitting in the waiting room, somebody literally said diabetes. Like they were Wilford Brimley. Diabetes. And I was like, they said it. I didn't think that was a real thing. People really don't know how to say diabetes. That cracked me up.
So early this morning we went to visit with an oncologist, just a medical oncologist. They're the ones that oversee your treatment. And I had high hopes for him, because he called himself the Doula of Oncology, and I tend to be a bit crunchy with all of this, so I was super excited, and then quickly realized that that name might not be as fitting for him as he would like. I believe like food heals a lot, and there's like, I don't think that Bill would be where he is now without the food that he's consuming. I feel like he could be in a really bad spot, maybe immobile, maybe have diabetes, maybe just a bunch more bad stuff to go along with his cancer.
Fair.
And so we have eaten pretty well. And so when I asked this oncologist, I was like, so any thoughts on diet? Because we're waiting for all these tests to come back, and there's really, nobody can really say anything until the tests come back. He was a little bit more doom and gloom than other people I've met with, but for no reason, because we really are just waiting for tests to come back. So like, I wish somebody would just be like, just stay home and wait for the test to come back, because that's really what we're doing here. And so just to, you know, have conversation, not that I was probably going to listen to his dietary recommendations, but he was...
Eat what you want.
Eat what you want, but to the point of...
As long as
looking up a Ben & Jerry's ingredients list and telling me that there's 17 grams of protein in a pint of Ben & Jerry's, so I should eat that so that I don't lose any more weight. And that was just a lot. That was a lot.
But I mean...
So I know today I learned that there's 17 grams of protein in an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's, and that would be a good start for me and my cancer killing.
I feel like with Western medicine, it's all about the drugs. These are the drugs that are on the market. These are the drugs that will help you. And then when you listen to Eastern medicine, these are the foods that will help you feel better and will help you fight cancer and everything. So we've kind of bought into that a lot and seen the changes, felt the changes for the most part, other than the past, let's say, week and a half, maybe 2. I felt the best I've felt in my life. Like I was more mobile. I lost a lot of weight. I was feeling good. I had more energy, and then my back fractured, and now we found out that it's fractured twice, 2 different spots,
and through that, everybody's just been saying, don't lose any more weight. Like, they told Bill he could have ice cream as well. Apparently ice cream's really big in cancer. I guess people just like it and want to eat it. But they were telling him that, and it was kind of like, we looked at each other and I'm like, how would you feel 70 pounds heavier with a fractured back in 2 spots? Like, that would really suck. You probably wouldn't be able to even move. So like, the food for us is not even like, I mean, I believe in food a lot more than I think maybe some people do, but like, that's not even the end all be all like cure of cancer for me.
Right. It's
just like, you usually feel like crap when you eat crappy food. So why not be in like the best shape to fight cancer?
With the most energy and feeling like, you know, like, I don't know, when I'm eating correct and doing things right, I feel so much better about myself. It puts you in a better mental state and a better physical state, so that you're not. And we were actually talking about this because we finally found a place where we can go out and just enjoy a meal, because they cook clean, they use clean ingredients, and I'll name it, it's Bala here in Spokane, and it was amazing. And everything they do, they list all their ingredients, so we can ask to not have anything with sugar in it, and they'll bring it to us. We got their deviled eggs without their molasses on there, and obviously you can tell that the molasses would help set off the heat because it's spicy, but we like spicy. And they were the most delicious deviled eggs, and they make it there clean and fresh, and it's really nice, and I highly recommend it anytime. But it's our date spot now, because we can actually go there and enjoy a meal and not feel any guilt, and just order the particular things that we want to order. And it's going to be mostly vegan. We're not trying to do their meats, because most of their meats are going to be spiced with sugar or something along those lines. And I understand that, because it helps bring out the flavor, because I used to cook a lot. So I understand that offset. But it was just nice to be able to do that and go and enjoy a real meal out. And I didn't feel guilty afterwards. We had eggs. We had, I had a little bit of cheese for the first time since Thanksgiving. And that made me, I don't know, I was worried that it's going to put me on a spiral because there are cheeses that you can have. There's dairy you can have that will help you and that are good for you and good for your gut microbiome. But I'm also a food addict, and that would, like, cheese was my jam a lot. So I gotta be careful with that and not go down that road. But luckily I have the best wife in the world who will help me not indulge and go nuts on stuff. So for the most part, she's not a very good enabler. So
yeah. So that's been the trend, is just waiting, doing lots of tests and waiting. And then the doctor today was like, well, this is not going to be a good enough test, so we're going to order another of the same test and you'll wait some more. So that was kind of a lot.
The fun part was that they can't schedule that test.
But they can't schedule the test because no one does the test anymore. So that was I think that was the biggest thing for me today. That kind of, today was the first mood changing day from super positive to just like a little bit numb, but like I'm not upset. I don't think that doctor is going to be part of my care team. I think that your mind plays so much of a role in keeping your mind safe from bad thoughts like that is a very big deal. I feel like if I had seen maybe a different doctor today or not even gone to that appointment, that the rest of my day would have been pretty easy going. I had to remind myself that I'm not in control today probably like 20 times, which is not my usual. Usually I'm just pretty calm and kind of like go with the flow because there's nothing really I can do. Luckily, I don't believe that I can die any sooner or later than I'm meant to. So that keeps me pretty chill for the most part, except when there's people that are like, you need to be worried more and wait. So that was a lot. He was a little much.
And he came out like acting like he was Patch Adams.
Bill was not here for his bow tie and climbing shoes. Like, he was absolutely like, not okay with it.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm a bit cheeky." I'm like, "You're not British, and you're not cheeky at all. You're just condescending and kind of mean."
Yeah. So that kind of reminded me to keep my mind strong. That's a big deal. Eating healthy keeps your mind strong and focused. So I'm not gonna stop doing that. I'm not gonna be eating ice cream. So we decided, we had a bit of a weird afternoon, not as positive as we like it, but tomorrow's Valentine's Day and I like to buy the boys like little baskets and stuff, so we're gonna go have a little Target date and make them their baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna get weird with like an anti-inflammatory sugar-free dessert or something yummy for tomorrow. And then it's birthday weekend for Bill. He's going to be 49 and we have to celebrate in the weirdest way this year. It's going to be like the first year sober, and that's okay. We don't mind at all, but there's so much involved, like going out that involves drinks, and like because we were service industry, like you tip and you don't want to go to a place and like not drink and use their painting class or their like make a candle, but it's like, or karaoke. So all of the things that he loves to do that aren't alcoholic are really not appropriate when you're like, we're not gonna really drink anything here and we don't want to eat. Could we just tip you to be here? People are like, no. So it's weird. So we've just kind of stayed in and done that. But for birthdays, we want to celebrate and we want to go out. So we're going to try to find some creative ways to do that.
Yeah.
And we have a lot to do. And then we're just going to be waiting for my tests, and
we'll just hit the ground running on Monday.
Well, Monday's a holiday.
Or,
so
sorry,
we'll be waiting Monday as well.
Tuesday we'll hit the ground running fighting cancer.
And so, yeah.
So for me, the next thing coming up is scheduling surgery for my back, where they're going to put cement in the fractures. So there's that, in hopes that it'll help ease up the pain, because it's getting progressively worse. I've developed a cough, and the cough is just every time when I get an attack, it's like having a cold. I'm feeling like I might be getting a cold, and it's congestion, so it's bringing stuff up. But once I start coughing, I can't stop, and that is just impacting my back over and over and over. And now I feel it in like 5 different spots instead of 2, and I'm like, am I that brittle that I'm messing it up? And I'm worried about that as well.
That's kind of the thing with the cortisol. It causes, there's something like in women that you get cortisol poisoning, and then it affects your hips, and a lot of women will get that, have high cortisol for maybe like 5 years, and then all of a sudden they are having osteoporosis symptoms, because it really affects that.
Yeah.
And so it's called cortisol poisoning. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what he has. So I think they're trying to do the cement to hopefully relieve that pressure and not have any more breaks while he's adjusting to his anti-cortisol meds, which take, I guess it sounds like months to tailor them to what he needs. You had your test and it was still super high today, right?
Yes. Well, plus the one that they did in Seattle was also super high. So, yeah. And that's also been affecting my moods, my emotions, my mood swings, my reactions to everything. And that has made for a really rough couple of days as well. And it's been just difficult for our family, and it makes it really hard to be focused on healing when we're all at each other too, and having that rough time. And I know that it starts with me, and then I start spiraling and things get worse, and I can see how it affects the kids. I can see how it affects us, and and it's really rough. And that is probably one of the worst parts of dealing with this, is the way that I can't, I feel like I lose control and I can't stop, and it takes a long time to bring it back, and it takes an even longer time to bring it back when you hurt the people that you're with and hurt the people that you love, and then you're like, okay, I give up, I can't do this anymore, I'm just going to bring it all back right now. And they can't necessarily do that. They have to process it and be able to find a way to work through the hurt and forgive you. And so that makes it harder as well. Yeah.
It's almost like a period. It makes me feel bad for all the years that I've had a period, to be honest. Because it really just hits them like super emotional, and you can almost like see through it and be like, this is not you. Like, why are you feeling this way? But I can't just bring him chocolates and a furry blanket and everything will be better.
Yeah.
So.
No, and I battled depression a long time ago, and it was something that I dealt with, and I was on medication for, and then things got better, and I got better. I became a better person, but now I feel like I have swung far back deep into that area, and it's when you're surrounded by doom and gloom and people are telling you you're gonna die, or you look, don't do this, I don't ever recommend this, and I haven't done it, but when you start hearing words about the statistics of what your lifespan should be once you find out about this, and I'm not a statistic, I'm not.
I don't really trust people that give statistics because they're not God.
Right.
And it really upsets me. And they're usually not part of my care team because
Right.
no one knows. And there's like crazy people that live forever. I'm not saying that I believe like that I'm going to be the crazy person that lives forever. But I'm also not like...
Gonna die tomorrow.
And they'll give out like the weirdest things, like you have 2 weeks to live. Like 2 weeks from what point? 2 weeks from when I found out that I had cancer, from when it grew to stage 3, from when you told me, from
2 weeks because you
from
say so?
when the test said that I had cancer and then you didn't call me for 4 days. Like, where are these 2 weeks coming from? Like, no. and that I'm honestly like a kid about it because I'm like, you're not God. You don't know when I'm dying. He didn't tell you.
It's like that old joke where the doctor's like, you got 3 months to live, and the guy's like, I can't pay my bill in that time. He goes, all right, you got a year.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It feels like that. So I don't know. It's
It's so weird. So I don't ever recommend that. If you get, don't let anybody tell you you have a death sentence. Don't let anybody tell you have a time limit. Your time is your time, and we're all gonna go sometime.
Yeah, it's
just
like written.
Yeah, just enjoy your
before
days.
Your time was.
Just enjoy the days you have, and that's something that I think we both need a reminder of today, is that we need to enjoy the time we do have.
Yeah, we're actively doing that throughout the day now. Like everything's not super positive and flowers and just fabulous all the time. It takes actual effort to be like, okay, I have cancer and I am in my feelings about that, and he also has cancer and he is in his feelings about that, and we have to figure out how to coexist in this, and we're gonna fail, and both of us are not gonna be on point every single time that we need each other to be. But like the biggest thing is just for me, I'm definitely like, I like to keep things for a bit and stew on them. Is like we don't have space to really be doing this. Like this is not important enough for this, and we're gonna be 5 steps ahead soon, so we just need to pick it up now and move on. And it's almost like little kids and just being like, okay, kiss and make up, because we got to keep it pushing.
Yeah, and trying to understand that. But luckily our sons are amazing, and they understand that, and they're getting better with it every day. They're learning more and more, because I think it would break my heart if they weren't able to understand what we're going through and weren't a part of our family. I don't think I would push as hard.
Yeah.
I think we would have just partied our way out of here.
It was funny, that doctor today was like, oh, you have kids, it must be terrible, how's it going? And I'm like, which again, that was his vibe, that everything was so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, actually my boys are awesome, and they're like 2 steps away from being little men, and like they carry us sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they remind us if we're not talking nice. They wake up, Lincoln wakes up every morning and I'm grateful that... We don't say names. I'm so sorry if you didn't know.
The baby one.
His name.
Okay. The youngest is what we call him.
I'm confused on this no name rule.
Oh.
Is it like a faux pas?
No, I haven't named anybody.
Oh, no names.
Yeah. People who know, they know.
That was a pseudonym.
It is now. He wants to change his name anyway.
But it's so funny because he wakes up every morning and is my reminder. He's like, I'm just glad that we have a morning to love each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's his attitude every morning. Like, I have a rock star team behind me. Like,
right.
And I was thinking of telling that doctor, like, he's a lot more positive than you, and he's only 9.
Right. Yeah. And the older one had a really hard time coping with all this, and he made it a lot. He's having a hard time with adjusting being a teenager as it is, but he's come around a lot and has grown a lot, especially in the past few weeks. And now that he knows that his dad has a broken back, he is stepping up even more so And you can see it in his face and the way he speaks and the way he talks to me, the way he treats me. He used to rage bait me a lot and try and get at me and see what kind of reaction he could get. And that was fun for him, but he understands more now and he's doing immensely better. And I can talk to him as a man and you can hear the love and care in his voice. I don't think I would ever want to go another day without the two of them calling me their dad. I enjoy that so much, and that has breathed new life into me. It has created an environment where I am bigger, better, stronger. It makes me the bear. 100%. And it's the same way when you call me your husband or when somebody else says I'm your husband. It's just a huge, genuine, those are my 3 titles. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm a bear.
Yeah.
The kids also used to call me a tank because I would hurt myself a lot and fall down a lot and just get right back up. And here I am I'm going to keep working. And they're like, he's a tank. He can't be stopped.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But now they're good with the bear and dad. And dad's the best one.
That was kind of the ending of my appointment today with the doctor. He was like, kind of just really wanting to, like, I think he wanted me to have a breakdown in his office, to be honest. Like, I think he was just waiting for and doing enough to try to get me there.
Rage baiting. I literally think he was trying to get your goat.
So I was fine. Like, it was really feeling like he's like, and you're just fine, and I'm like, I think we gotta wait for the test, buddy. Like,
and I'm gonna ask
I don't really know what to be upset about.
I know I've already asked this 6 times, but let me ask one more time.
So I literally ended it because I felt like I needed to, like, end the appointment, and I was like, well, it sounds like we've got a bit of waiting to do for this test. My husband has stage 4 cancer. I have a 16 and a 9-year-old. I am 36 years old. I'm not trying to die anytime soon. We know we're doing chemo. Could you give me a referral to get a port so that we could do something to move towards
anything,
getting after it? And he was like, that's a great idea. And then, so I'm getting my port on Tuesday. And that was like the ending of, like, okay, so here we are. I have all the qualifications to want to fight through this and not just lay down and die. So let's get on it.
I think that to me is the biggest thing, is everybody accepts, because you see it when you go to these cancer places. Everybody just accepts that, okay, I'm dying. Let me just get to it. That's what everybody does. Is they're like, let me go grab a bag of Doritos, and there's vending machines in every single one of these places. Junk food everywhere. And like I watched people walk in today who went directly to the coffee pots, grabbed 3 bags of sugar for each cup, put them in there, and they both just walked away all happy, like, look at this nasty ass coffee. Coffee's good for you, unless you add all the crap to it. But otherwise, black coffee is really good for you. But yeah, let me have these sugar bombs. They give up. They know they're gonna die. They're like, I'll go through the chemo just because it's there.
But then I'm thinking, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, why feel crappy if you're just gonna, I don't know. That's a lot of, like, thought that needs to go into that. But
well, I think for a lot of these people, they're just like, if I'm gonna cut stuff out, maybe that's their vice. Maybe that's the one thing they want to live for, is to be able to, sugar and eating shitty. I mean, if
Like, we sound like we're really anti-sugar. Like, our kids eat sugar.
Yeah.
They just, like, we tell them, they know that there's some things that are better than others, and then, like, I won't, buy the worst stuff, or I don't really enjoy baking it. I enjoy making them things out of fruit, and I'm like, this is actually super healthy. You could eat 5 of these muffins.
Right.
We're not anti that, like, but we have a condition that is worsened by that. And that, I guess, that's my big concern with, like, every other ailment. If you have diabetes, they're like, oh, you should not eat so much sugar.
Right.
Or if you have, I don't know, what's another thing that if you have...
If you want to live, don't eat so much
There's
sugar.
a lot of things you shouldn't eat sugar for. And they'll tell you, don't eat sugar. Like, nobody has a problem telling a diabetic to stop eating sugar.
When they wanted you to
No
do
one
that
will
test.
tell you that when you have cancer. They're like, please eat sugar. And I'm just like, I don't get it.
They sent you that email on that test, and they're like, in bold letters, like, don't eat sugar.
It was the first time anything cancer related before the PET scan. You're not supposed to eat a ton of sugar because I think it, like, picks up on that. And I obviously wouldn't want to do that and then light up like a Christmas tree. Just due to excess sugar, I'm going for more like just an ornament.
Right.
So I did abstain from the sugar.
It's just, that's so weird, though. I mean, if that's all they have to live for.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have bigger and better things to live for that are not, like, our diet changed. Like, we drank so much. We drank a lot, and now that's gone, and I don't miss it. It's not sad. I would much rather have the life we have now without cancer, but we do have it with cancer, so we're making the best of it. But with the amount of alcohol that we consumed, like, just ridiculous amounts, gallons upon gallons, weekly.
A lot.
Yeah.
But it was also interesting that we quit cold turkey day one. He found out he had cancer. I was like, we can't be. There's nothing positive about alcohol. You just can't be having that anymore. And I quit with him day one. So that's something I think we got lucky on, because I think a lot of people have trouble quitting, especially the amount that we were drinking. I mean, like, we didn't drive drunk or act crazy or have, like, domestics. But, like, we were drinking a lot. And so I'm really grateful that we were able to just stop and never look back. And I mean, there are people who have to be, like, on medicines to get off of that stuff. So
Right.
that was really, really lucky for us that wasn't a thing.
It's easy when you just kind of change your perspective and realize what you're actually living for. And we weren't living to be alcoholics. We were just alcoholics because we were living.
It was also kind of our hobby. Like, we actually
fun.
enjoyed it. It was not to be mean or nasty, but we enjoyed, like, he would make the best cocktails and I would drink them.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Well, that was where we were at. But now we get a lot more family time in. We made time with the family, but it wasn't as quality as it is now, because now we're a lot more present and things are great, and we have deeper, more meaningful conversations. I got to have one of my first father-son talks with the boys, because I had mentioned something about bathroom etiquette, and they looked over at me and they're like, we never got taught any of this from a male point of view. So I'm like, okay, this is something that I need to step up and talk about. So we had an entire dinner and then sat down and just discussed it. And I'm like, there's no judgment, no nothing. I'm just going to tell you, and you're going to have moments where you'll think things are funny because we're talking about bathroom, but it was something that they had never learned because they didn't have that growing up. They didn't have that positive male role model there. And so it's like, okay, I have to reset everything and be that father figure that they've always wanted, and show them that how how to do things the right way. And so and now they have a jar in the kitchen or in the dining room that they can put suggestions of things they want to talk about. And we have an entire topic. And then I'm also trying to come up with topics to talk to them about and just have those heart-to-hearts so that they can learn to be better men. And but up until that point, I didn't realize that's where they were at. And I had kind of a blind eye to it because I was just the fun stepdad or the authoritarian or the one who's trying to keep everything going, and I was focused on work and other things. And now I'm retired. I get to sit back and enjoy family life and teach them to be better men than I ever was, and much better men than the other influences they've had. So it's an amazing time, and I'm so grateful.
They have a really good uncle, to be fair.
That's true. That's true. He's pretty awesome. Yeah, but things are working out that way, and it's really cool that is what we're living for, is to have that good family life, and being able to provide that and work through that with them and you is everything. That's why I fight. That's my everyday. That's what I wake up for. That's the positivity that I have when I wake up. And she can attest to this. It doesn't matter if I wake up 3 hours before her or 5 minutes before her. I'm in a good mood. I'm ready. I'm like, let's go. I'm seizing today. I'm going to make sure that everybody's going to have the best day they can have.
That's always been like that. That didn't change after he got cancer. For me, I was a miserable person in the mornings for hours.
Until today.
That definitely changed after cancer for me, because I'm grateful to be alive and awake and to see my boys and to love. Like that's something that changed so much for me, but that didn't have to change for him. He's always been super positive and super, like, the one thing I would say about him is that he's always been, let's live today, let's love today, let's be good to our people. So
that's what we got today. I don't know if I got tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, but I had today.
That's creepy.
I mean, you just never know, though.
You don't.
Especially when you have stage 4 cancer.
You don't. And that's something that cancer helps you learn. It helps you really put into perspective. Like, there's a lot of things I don't want to push off until tomorrow or say I'm going to do tomorrow because I'm like, but also just living like that and feeling.
Just making the best out of each day. And just, so I guess that's kind of what our message is for the day, is that live for today, love your family, do what you want to do, and just be good to each other. And try to have the best attitude that you can have, but it's not always easy. We can attest to that. It's not always easy, and it takes work, and it takes dedication. But if you can handle those things, and if you have the right people, and you know you have the right people, it's worth it. Anything else you want to add, wife?
No. It's been a solid 40 minutes.
Yeah. This is our epic family video. So hope you enjoyed it. And this is how we become the bear. See you next time.